are inextricably part of all of life on this planet.
SAFC is an institute of many faiths with people committed to cherishing and caring for living Earth. And the reason why faith leaders are so important is that faiths uphold values, they seek to do right and what is right for people and the planet, and we are answerable to God, who is saying establish justice and equity and care for each other and show compassion and love for each other.
We're really talking about addressing issues of environmental or eco-injustice. When you look at human activity, you often find, particularly industrial, economic activity, that the benefits of such activity are experienced by the wealthy, whereas it's the poor and vulnerable that experience the pollution and negative impacts. One of my passions at the moment is the Ethical Governance Initiative, and under that comes the Faith Leader Environmental Advocacy Training Program, known as FLEAT. The participants from FLEAT are faith leaders across the SADC region.
I'm from Nairobi, Kenya.
From Zimbabwe.
Malawi.
I'm from the Greek Orthodox Church.
From the United Methodist Church.
I'm representing Fatima Zahra Women's Organization.
So drawing these faith leaders together into the training program means that we actually focus on building their capacity to understand these issues. We share experiences throughout the region, and we see how faith leaders can add their voice of faith into these issues of environmental injustice.
The creation was meant for its own purpose, to one, please the Creator, because after He created it, He went and said, this is good. So it means He was pleased with it before even man came. And man was made a steward.
There is a mixture of practical activities so that people can understand alternative forms of energy or different technologies that can be used.
In Cape Town, we have nowhere near as much heat as you do, for example, in Zimbabwe. So you can cook all your meals on this.
My doubting Thomas.
Yes.
Burn yourself, my brother. Wow. So hot.
I always heard about solar cookers. I really enjoyed seeing them in person and be able to practice some of the cookings.
Faith leaders are examples. They are showing by demonstration how we live more sustainably. So for faith leaders to be able to stand up to government, what they would need to be able to do is speak that truth to power. So this takes the form of preparing inputs to government policy decisions, but it can also be the strong force where we actually stand and protest. It's faith leaders being seen to be a conscience to government and often to be putting forward good, strong solutions to environmental problems. As an advocate for environmental justice, a faith leader will need to deal with the media. And so what happens is that you are going to be asked for comments on particular issues, or you might be asked to address a gathering where the media is present. So part of our discussions and practical exercises involves how to deal with the media.
You want enough public people to know about what's happening in order to make news.
Uncountable fish were seen floating this morning.
It is an economic gain at the expense of life.
We highly condemn what is currently going on, and as people of faith, we must hold our government responsible, and the government must do something about this.
It's the time to do the right thing. So we're really looking forward to the engagement by people of faith across the African continent. Now is the time, and we need your help, and we need your prayers, and we need you right there on the front lines. And something really good can come of this.
You think you're alone, but then you know that other people are in the same problems, you are experiencing the same problems.
I've specifically enjoyed the exchange of experiences.
You have also a story to tell.
It's eye-opening.
I've learned to connect and work with people who are coming from a Muslim background and other religions.
We all coming from the same perspective, looking at things the godly way.
And wait in eagerness see the recreation of your earth.
The Faith Leader training is there to provide some space for people who want to speak out. It's a network of faith leaders. It's a team that we can draw together, and if we're united in our diversity of faiths, we can actually be a strong voice for environmental justice on the planet.
To SAFC and everyone who welcomed us here, it's been such a great pleasure. I got to engage parliamentarians and politicians, the public today for the very first time in advocacy, thanks to SAFC.
I'm delighted that the knowledge I gathered here will be very helpful when I go home.
If we take action now, we can make a great change.
Everything is possible.